majority of people get tricked into falling into something known as identity politics. They do it unknowingly because the perception that they're given and the definition of words and how they feel all play a factor in reality. So much so that most people have been conditioned to believe that they can completely construct their own reality, and that reality that they made up supersedes the real world, supersedes truth. There is a man, and his name is Martin Luther King Jr., and he's famous. He has a saying, I have a dream that people will be judged on the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And at first glance, it's easy to think that, this is a noble ideal, a noble concept. The whole Constitution thing, all men are created equal. Pay no attention to the fact that they took out, except for the whole 3/5 portion of that document. And they tried to instill in people this whole notion that everyone's equal, that everyone gets their fair share. Even though, to anybody with eyes that chooses to use them, that's not what you see. And so much so that most people, not all, are aware that Martin Luther King was an agent. I think he even admitted he was an agent before they killed him. And I think that was probably a contributing factor as to why they did decide to go ahead and kill him. But he also pushed something that I believe is very toxic, especially for us men. He pushed this whole passivity, peace at all costs, no retaliation mindset, where somebody can kill you, somebody can kill your family, and there be no revenge. There be no eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, blood demanding blood. And we see the effects, I believe, of this mindset, of this culture, in every aspect of society. You got police mowing down people, just unloading shells in unarmed black men, and there being no real retaliation. They just give people, maybe, sometimes, large quantities of, paper dollars or some other form of currency and send them on their merry way, if that's even true. A lot of people take inspiration in Martin Luther King, even though he is a type of man that you could literally walk up to him and slap him in the face, and he's more than likely willing to pull down his pants and bend over than he is to punch you back. And this is the type of hero that is promoted. These are the type of people they want you to idolize and want to be like. I work with this one guy where I remember his mouse pad had like Martin Luther King on it and all his favorite sayings. And I think he even had a Martin Luther King mug, and he would talk about what a great man he was and how they had to stop him because he was the heart of a revolution, and if we could only get back to that time. And, I hear people and see people say things like this. They idolize men, others who they believe are heroes, who they believe have some type of wisdom, some type of insight into why the world is so completely fucked up and how they were about to change things, but something happened right at the last minute and it all went to shit. I think that this type of thinking, it is a delusion that it has to be self-constructed. It has to be made partially by those who believe they think for themselves, who believe they see truth, who believe they know what justice is, even though what's truly just is if someone pushes you, you push them. Someone hits you, you hit them. And if you believe someone is going to shoot you, you're perfectly justified to shoot them first. That's truth. That's reality. And that is what this society doesn't want people to know. It doesn't want people to believe. It's a sheltered mindset. It's how sheep are not only farmed, but how they're meant to live. We are not sheep, but we're not wolves either. We're men.